Hey, what's up guys, it's Disturbed, and today I want to talk about the change that went live today, or yesterday depending upon your time zone, regarding the underground loot table fixes and how it didn't really fix anything in the underground. So for those of you that don't already know, here's what they changed, according to a Ubisoft community manager. The post reads, rewards from the underground operation directives will now also include all gear sets from updates 1.1 and 1.2, and you have a chance to receive additional loot when completing operations with 4+ directives. So basically now when you complete a phase or a mission in the underground, you now have a chance of getting a 1.1 or a 1.2 gear set drop from the mission reward. Initially this made people all happy and get all excited and stuff. Yay, we won't only be getting Firecrest and blind gear 24/7 anymore. Yay, the underground is fixed, yay! Well, you're wrong. I got on this morning, I joined my friend Jake's party and told him that I wanted to stream the underground so people can see the loot changes in action, and he basically just told me that the loot changes did fuck all and that he got all Firecrest and blind stuff like usual, and everyone in his group had pretty much the exact same experience. So here I'm gonna play some clips that he gave me of him just getting Firecrest over and over again and rarely a few other gear sets, because honestly I couldn't be asked to go into the underground personally. I don't really like it, I kind of hate it, and that I think that this is enough to prove my point. Anyways, my point is that the underground still is not fixed. All they really did was add pre-1.3 gear sets into the loot tables for the end mission rewards, which it seems great, but according to what Jake said, his group members, and what a bunch of other people told me personally, that the chances of getting those gear sets are just ridiculously low, and you still will primarily be getting Firecrest and blind. Some of you might have had a different experience, and maybe all of those people just had horrible luck and it was a complete fluke. So if you got like a bunch of sentry gear or something, just let me know in the comments. But even if the drop rate for other gear sets aren't horribly low from the mission rewards, that still doesn't fix the drops from the bosses. The drops from the bosses are like 95% going to be Firecrest and blind, and very rarely are you going to get something else. It's usually going to be like Reclaimer, Final Measure, or Deadeye or something. And the chances of getting a pre-1.3 gear sets from the boss drops is just horribly low, which is still a pretty big problem. And on top of that, the underground caches will only give 1.3 gear set drops and nothing from 1.1 and 1.2, so again, there's still a big ass problem. One more thing to mention before I start ranting on about this, they also mentioned another change in the changelog, which reads, named NPCs in the underground now have increased drop rates across all difficulties, and doing multiple phase operations will give you a better chance at higher quality gear. Honestly, I have absolutely no fucking idea what this means. The best guess that I have is that they increased the drop rate of gear set drops from bosses, as opposed to just getting high ends all the time. That's the best bet I have. Honestly, it's not completely clear because it just says higher quality, so the only thing I can relate to higher quality is the gear either being high end or a gear set drop, because depending upon your difficulty, that tailors the gear score of it, so it can't really depend on the gear score. It can't say, oh, higher quality means higher gear score, so that's why I'm a little bit confused on that. But honestly, this change means absolutely nothing when all you're going to be getting from the boss drops are Firecrest and blind gear. Massive. I have honestly no clue what you guys are thinking. People are pissed off about the underground because when they run it, all they get is Firecrest and blind gear, and after a month of people waiting for a fix, you come out with a half-assed attempt at fixing it, which in reality did almost nothing. It's completely broken to have one form of content giving 90% of 1 or 2 gear set pieces, and the fact that it took you guys over a month after the release of the underground to realize this, and then not even fixing it properly, just baffles me to no end. People still don't even have a reason to run the underground, because unless they want Firecrest or blind, they can easily go run Falcon's Lost, the Dark Zone, or Dragon's Nest for a higher chance of getting what they actually want in a more steady farm, as opposed to spending 2 weeks in the underground hoping to get that one piece of sentry or Hunter's Faith or whatever it may be. Now, I don't mean to completely piss all over Massive's face, because this change was needed and it did help out a little bit, but it didn't do enough to make it to where people will actually farm the underground now. In my opinion, there's a really easy way to fix the loot system, and I made a whole video about that a bit ago, so if you want to check it out, I'll put an annotation on the screen here. But it honestly just confuses me as to how the developers of a AAA game don't know how to manage their game. I'm not just talking about with this, quote-unquote fix, it's just with a million other things. There's bugs and broken things that they still don't even bother to fix. I really try to remain positive about this game because, I love it, I base my whole YouTube channel around it, and I want the game to be good, but it's just things like this which makes me lose hope in the developers, because it seriously seems like they don't know what they're doing. Anyways guys, hopefully if more people talk out about this, maybe the developers will actually really fix it later. But for now, the underground is still broken, so I wouldn't bother touching it unless you want Firecrest and blind gear. But anyways, I'm going to quit bitching now. If you guys agree with what I'm saying or you enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe for videos similar to this one, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Doesn't like reminding our people, any LMB, that we take care of our own. Nice work, Agent.